let's take my business for instance. You know, if Robert came to me, which is the owner of Creative IT for people who don't know, and he was like, Jake, hey, I heard we need to run a webinar, and I want some sales out of it. And I mean, what do you do at that point? Are you kind of like, man, I need to get a hold of Bernie, and I need to figure out like, what am I doing here? You know, and what am I talking about? Like, I have no clue. Like, where do I start here? And what's the process if I'm in that position and I'm trying to, you know, figure out how to do a webinar and get some sales out of it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely first step that I would love is for people to contact me, and I'd be happy to hold their hand throughout the entire process. But, I'll be honest with you as well, Jake. I really love working with clients who have tried to do it on their own. And to use my term earlier, have had a dumpster fire because they've recognized that they don't know all of the stuff. Truth be told, you can go to ChatGPT and you can probably say, "Hey, this is what I want to do. Give me a pretty good idea of what I want to do," and you'd be okay for the most part. The things that I would suggest really focusing in on is virtual presence. People think that they just turn on the camera and start talking. There's intentionality here, right? You want to make sure, again, framed properly, lit properly. You want people to be able to hear you properly. All of those things matter in the virtual experience as much as they do in person, right? You're not going to show up to an in-person event having not showered or shaved or, wearing a V-neck t-shirt that you slept in the night before, right? It's the same equivalent here in virtual. You have to take the time to prepare for it and how you show up and make that good first impression. So that's just general etiquette, right? Showing up in virtual, you want to be intentional. But more to your point about content and the outcome, you also have to think about who the audience is going to be, right? If, as an example, Jake, your primary target audience or client is the CEO of a $5 to $50 million company, the likelihood that they're going to come to your free webinar to talk about whatever it is that you talk about is slim to none, because a CEO of a $5 to $50 million company has bigger fish to fry than to talk about whatever it is or hear you talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. Now, that same CEO, they are more likely to show up format wise to something you call a roundtable, where they feel they get to participate. There will be other attendees that are at the same level as them. They can not only provide value, but take value, plus have some networking. That is the event a $5 to $50 million CEO will likely attend. They're not going to come to your free webinar. So you have to really think through, who is the audience? What are their motivations? What are the reasons that they would or would not come to my event? And how do I create a format that is going to engage that audience? Because if you do a webinar and you're expecting the CEO to show up and just listen to you talk at them for an hour, you're fooling yourself. They're probably not going to do that.